I'd like to welcome you to another Kali Tutors tutorial session. In this tutorial session, we'll be focusing on ENN1504 assignment number 2. If you're new to our YouTube channel, please subscribe to get access to the latest public videos the moment that we upload them. If you'd like to become a premium member to gain access to private content, please click on the join button. Please note that the join button will only be visible if you are using a computer. Without wasting your time, let us look at the objectives of this tutorial lesson. In this lesson, we are going to focus on assignment 2. Everything that we are going to discuss here will be related to assignment 2. Okay, so we'll first look at the background information. Then we'll analyze the instructions, after which I'm going to provide you with an example answer for this assignment. Okay, so let us read the background information. This is the background information that will give you context before you start writing your investigative report. So I'm just going to read it, and it reads as follows. You are an administrator in the office of Mr. Selby, the finance manager of Gauteng College. Most of the parents of the students registered at the institution are struggling to pay the tuition fees. As a result, the college has submitted some of the debts to the debtor's office for further investigation. Most of the students could be deregistered or blacklisted if their tuition fees are not paid on time. The finance manager, Mr. Selby, has asked you to investigate possible ways of assisting parents and students to raise funds to pay the tuition fees. The report should be submitted on 30 September 2024. So this is what you should take away from this background information. You are the person who has been commissioned to conduct an investigation and provide an investigative report. The person who commissioned the investigation is Mr. Selby. They also told you his capacity within the institution. They say the person that commissioned the investigation is the finance manager of Gauteng College. Your role or your responsibility or your capacity within the institution is that you are an administrator. This information is very important when you're writing your terms of reference, okay? So you should highlight this information. The next thing that you must take into account is the date on which the investigation must be submitted. They say the investigation must be submitted on the 30th of September 2024. Okay. With this information, you are now ready to write your terms of reference. Okay. Let us look at what the instructions of this assignment say. Since you have read the background information, you now have context. And this is what they want you to do. They want you to write an investigative report into possible ways of assisting Gauteng College parents and students to raise funds to pay tuition fees at the institution. You are to submit the report to Mr. Selby by 30 September 2024. Your report should be about 2 to 3 pages in length, and you must use the following headings and subheadings. And then they provided you with a list of subheadings and headings. Okay, let us look at the structure of the assignment in terms of the assignment questions. Okay, so this is how your investigative report will be structured. Please note that I'm not going to discuss this in details now, but we'll come back to it later. Okay, I'm just going to read what they say you should include, and then as we proceed, I'll provide you with that information as we do the example answer. Okay, so here under your title, they say information to be included in the title should relate to what the investigation is about, where it is taking place, and why it is to be conducted. Okay, next you will have your terms of reference. Okay, please note that your terms of reference must be numbered. Okay, and they say the following information should be included: date on which you were commissioned to conduct the investigation, the name and position of the person who commissioned you, your name and your position, the essence of the report, and the date for the submission of the report and recommendations. Okay, next you will have your procedures. Okay, and they say identify at least 4 methods followed to collect information from various sources. It is imperative that each method is numbered and mention the purpose. Okay, so whenever you list the procedures, you must also state the purpose. But we'll discuss this in details as we proceed. Okay, next you'll have your findings. Under findings, they say present factual information found during the investigation under each method used above to collect information. This means 4 findings are expected as per your procedures identified above. Okay, then you'll have your conclusions. Here you are supposed to comment, analyze, and interpret the factual information or findings above. Do not provide more than 4 conclusions. Okay, after your conclusions, you'll have your recommendations. Here they say you must provide possible options or actions in relation to the purpose of the investigation. Do not instruct but make suggestions that you think can be followed to resolve the issue. Present 2 or 3 recommendations. And lastly, you will have your compiler's details. This is the ending of your investigative report. Provide your signature, title, name, and surname, followed by your position in the organization. Finally, write the date. Okay, so they basically told you everything that must be included in your investigative report. Okay, and that is what we are going to do in the next few slides. Let us look at how you can write your title. Okay, so here is my advice to you. Remember, under each subheading, they provided us with details of what to include. Okay, so when you are writing your assignment, make sure that you keep on referring back to that information. For example, the instructions for the title, they said information to be included in the title should relate to what the investigation is about, where it is taking place, and why it is to be conducted. So when you write your title, make sure that it provides all these details here. So this is your checklist. Okay, so this is how you could have written your title. A report on an investigation into potential options for assisting parents and students in raising funds to pay tuition fees at Houghton College. Okay, so after writing your title, you need to go back to check if all the information that they wanted is presented in your title. The first thing that we can look for is whether we stated what the investigation is about. Okay, and that is definitely here. We told them that we want to look into potential options for assisting parents and students, okay, in raising funds, okay, where it is taking place and why it is conducted. Okay, we also stated that we wanted them to raise funds in order for them to pay tuition fees, so this is why. Okay, and in terms of where it is taking place, we stated that it is taking place at Houghton College. Okay, so this is how you check your work. If you do this, you'll definitely get maximum points. Okay, let us look at how you could have responded to the terms of reference section. Okay,